Hey everyone, welcome to Learn with Avinash Darvi. In my previous video, we have walked through the AWS EC2 Autoscaling deployment using the CodeDeploy and Github Actions. We have gone through the step-by-step options. So I got a few comments about how to do the first deployment using the GitHub action, not by doing the manually using the AWS console. So I'm going to walk through in this video about how to do the deployment using the GitHub action, not by doing the manually AWS console. So let's look at it. In this demo, I will walk through the setting up GitHub action for your first deployment directly. So I have created the similar repository which was earlier explained in my previous video, but I just made a separate repository just to keep it a separate out. Like the earlier repository was without the first deployment, it like already a deployment had been created by manually using the AWS console and then doing a consecutive deployment. But this repository will focus on the creating your first deployment into the CodeDeploy using the GitHub actions. So let's walk through the what is there in the repository. So in app 6, as I mentioned in earlier videos also, I kept same thing. Just we have to make sure that the app deployment name, whatever will be there, it is same what is there in a CodeDeploy. So no changes in there. Apart from that, the GitHub deployment, I have just made small changes here. So earlier it was having using the web factory create AWS CodeDeploy deployment. If you look at the older code, let me open that code. Yeah, this is the one earlier code. So if you look at the GitHub workflow deploy.yml file, so it was pointing to the web factory / create AWS CodeDeploy deployment version 0.2.2 version. But now with this one, we will pointing to the, you can see that this is a reference library which is a web factory create AWS deployment, which has the how to create the example use cases, so we can use that specific action which is a create deployment, that it will create your initial deployment there. So this way I have changed that to the deployment with the version like 0.5.0, and everything is I kept same thing, nothing has been changed. So let's see how exactly it works. I will go to the deployment since already the application is created. So let me see if I can delete this application. I will delete these applications, yes, and delete the application. I'll just click delete, and it's deleted. Deployment also deleted. Now we'll create a new application so that we will have that specific changes there. So I will like YouTube first deployment app to the platform EC2, because we are going to do the EC2 one, then create application. So I will update this into our repository here into the app 6, the deployment group here, and deployment file here. We have to update the application name. Okay, we'll commit changes later. So we'll go to here and create a deployment group. So we'll give YouTube first deployment group. Okay, and service role will keep it the CodeDeploy deployment. In place one autoscaling group. So which autoscaling group, which I already have the AG template. You can refer it to my older video how to create the AG template and assign the AG template to create launch the EC2 instances. Then here I select the one at a time. Same I explained in the previous video. You can choose any time as per your requirement. Enable load balancing, I'll keep it, and application I select the load balancer which is I already created one, and some advanced options, the triggers, alarm. Okay, and I'll create deployment group, and that's it. The deployment has been created. Now what we'll do, we'll commit changes here. Commit update deploy one. Now we have to update the app 6 one also to update your deployment group changes. That is the YouTube first deployment group. With this one, ARN will be still same, because ARN which we choose as a role, right, that is the same one, so it's not going to change or all that. You can confirm it, go to here and see the ARN is still there, same one. If you copy paste here, it is same, so no need to change it. I will commit the changes and do that. So let's look at what action is getting triggered here. So there is some action getting triggered, it might fail due to some changes. Let's see what is exactly happening, and then we'll look for the actual changes. So build deploy, it's happening, gate create deploy, fail. What is the error is coming out? Let's look at that. This simply failed, because we have deleted, that is the correct actions one error. Now we'll check the second one, which we have AppSec one. We'll see what's happening there. It is under the create code deploy. Let's see how exactly work. You can check out this deployment by directly go to your deployment apps here, deployment, and deployment ID will be there. You can see this is a failed one, it is going on. Or you can just go there into your application, you can click on this console, you can directly land it to the specific code deployment happening which is there, and you can track that changes. So there are two EC2 are running it. You can check the progress one and go to the view event, as I explained in the previous video. All the progress bar will be shown here. So let's wait for a couple of minutes to happen it. Meanwhile, we can go to the EC2 instance and just look at the EC2 instance, what's happening there. Go to instance. So instances are getting spin up. So already there it is going to be impact. Let's see. And this way it got succeeded. You can see that all the deployment has been completed. The boot deployment, you can see that all the events are completed, same like the previous video. And you can check the GitHub Actions also, it got completed. You can see that the green mark is there. If it is failed, it will show the red symbol, it has failed with a little error. And you can check out to the EC2 instance and go to the load balancer and just hit this load balancer and see it's working fine. Yeah, it is working fine. This is the example of Paragraph Deployment 3 versions 1. You can see that this is a version 1, like 3 is there. And this way you can create your first deployment, and this actually code you can use for the normal regular deployment also. So if you continue making changes, I'll show you that. I will make it the version 4 here, is a version 4, and continuous deployment. So we'll see that it get triggers also there also for that one. So like you can refer to the first repository, second repository, doesn't matter, like it will work out. So you can go to the action and check out started deployment changes. And if you click on this here, it will show that the deployment details here. If you open it, it will show that all the instances which are there, and you can track the statuses there. That's about this demo. So I hope this demo answer your questions, and if you have any more use cases or topic to be you would like me to cover, feel free to drop a comment below. I will be happy to create more video on them. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest tutorial, and see you next time. Thank you.